just meditating a lot. I hadn't seen the I hadn't really made the time to see the waves because I was just kind of busy, and I was focused more on I mentioned it before, I was focusing more on feeling my vibration as I sat cross-legged on the floor. And so I started off the new way, right, that I'm doing it, where I'm sitting cross-legged, I'm holding my stone, centering myself, breathing, and then I start with my mantra. It's just everything's unfolding exactly as it needs to. Everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to. I'm grateful. Everything's unfolding exactly as it needs to. And then I start feeling myself vibrate, like just like pulse, really, just pulsing. It feels like this. And I asked a question last night. I was going through my emails for the channel. So I have all these different accounts. And the one for the channel, because it's been such a crazy year, I hadn't really followed up with the emails. And thinking no one was ever going to email me, right? And it's just all a bunch of like Canva and Pinterest and all this other stuff that I had signed up with that email. So I'm going through it, I'm cleaning it out, right? And I'm updating stuff, I'm trying to organize myself. I came across one from an individual who does some type of collective consciousness stuff. He said he reached out last year, May of last year. I was like, oh dang, I never responded back. But you know, again, there was just so much going on that it didn't dawn on me to pay attention. I was going through my own healing process, right? So I got that and I was like, well, should I respond back? So I actually meditated about that. I asked, I was like, do I follow up with that? Do I follow up? And I slowed down. I was like, okay, then no. And I asked twice. I asked twice to make sure. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the guidance in a different way. Okay, battery's gonna die. Waves. And after that question, I was still sitting with like everything's unfolding exactly as they need to. I'm vibrating. I see the light. I was like, oh, there it is. so it's pulsing at the top this way, and then I mean there's a lot of movement. So hopefully I'm able to say it before it runs out of batteries. But it's like that, and then it's from the left, and it's like there's a like it crosses through the center, and it's like kind of like blowing a kiss. It felt like it was like blowing a kiss, blowing a kiss, and then there was definitely a lot more activity on the left side. A lot more activity on the left. Like there was really nothing from the right, the future. It was all the left, and it was blowing the kiss, and then it started feeding like from the middle back, and then it come up like bleeding. It was like this bleeding motion, movement, and it started taking up like 2/3 of the space that I normally see. So it started taking up 2/3. So there was just a lot more going on the left side, a lot more from the past, and it started off from here. It would feed into it, so it wasn't even coming from the future. It was like it was its own little thing, and it was just bleeding out. Like it was just this feeling of like expansion almost, or because it, like I said, it bled into like 2/3 of the space. Yeah, and it would do different movements and just bleed out, and then it was just very concentrated in this area right here, and then it's 2/3 of it. So it wasn't really anything from the future impacted, or the right side. Right, yeah, it was all left. It was all the left side. I thought that was interesting. I hadn't seen the waves in a while, so that was really neat to like just kind of be in it and then just see the light. And I was like, oh, there you are. I was happy to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while, because I didn't think I was gonna see them again. So yeah, so that happened. I just wanted to record that because I hadn't seen the waves in a while. Okay, we'll see what that's all about. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.